What's up, y'all? I hope you get the gist. You got big bro and you got little sis. So, today's topic is, what are we talking about today?
Today we're going to discuss negative black images that we see in our everyday life. Some that we notice, some that we don't. So, she's going to start us off here.
What I'm going to start off with is, I'm going to start off talking about Aunt Jemima. Now, we all know Aunt Jemima. Is she real? Is she real or is she fictional? That's the question. Anybody 50 and younger should have a pancake box that had Aunt Jemima on it. But it's a controversy because some people say Aunt Jemima had nothing to do with the pancakes. And other people say she was just the face of the pancakes. But Aunt Jemima was a real lady named Nancy Green. Nancy Green was born in 1834 and she passed away in 1923. Now, supposedly, she had made a recipe.
Did she get paid for being Aunt Jemima?
No, stop. I'm not talking about that. Listen, Aunt Jemima, she was, she had the milling company that invented the recipe for Aunt Jemima just couldn't get it to go. Couldn't get it to, go to the next level. So they hired Nancy Green to be the spokesperson in the face of it. And once Nancy Green came in, she busted it out of the park.
Did she get paid?
She came and she made those pancakes very, very famous. And she was in the World's Fair sometime, and she sold 50,000 boxes of pancake mixes, and we're talking about like in the 1800s. So basically that's what she did, and they never really gave her the recognition that she needed. And then we had another lady that became Aunt Jemima later on called Lillian Richards. That was after Nancy Green passed away. Lillian Richards was the face of Aunt Jemima for a period of time also. But this lady, this woman who was just the face of Aunt Jemima, the milling company never got her just due. And she was a real person, but the company somehow says that no. And the thing is, Aunt Jemima, the name Aunt Jemima comes from a minstrel show where they tried to say that, all black people, they want us to be looking like this. They want us to wear scarves on their hair, and they try to make us come on, what's the word? Come on. They try to make us unattractive. So that's where the word Aunt Jemima came from. Well, why did they give her the props and just call it Nancy Green? Because Nancy Green wasn't good enough. They had to have a derogatory term, and they had to have try to make somebody look very unattractive, and they called it Aunt Jemima. So that's where Aunt Jemima comes from. And now she's no longer the face because they say they don't want negative stereotypes, and they're very sorry that, they put a black person in that face. But the family of these Aunt Jemimas say that they never, ever, ever felt that it was a negative image. But Pearl Milling Company now took the face.
Did she know Uncle Ben?
I think her and Uncle Ben, but some people say her and Uncle Ben went together.
But there was no Uncle Ben.
I don't know. I'm just telling you what some people say. Uncle Ben is just an image too. So you tell me what's up, y'all. You tell me.
Okay. Alrighty. So, she did mention about a minstrel. Now, a minstrel was a form of entertainment from the early 19th century. It was a form of entertainment used for racism. It was racist entertainment, where black people were described as buffoons, large lips, big eyes, lazy, superstitious, and happy-go-lucky, and could dance. Okay, and they had these plays. There were 3-act plays, and they would go around carrying on as black people. Now, they would smear shoe polish on their faces, and they would slur their speech and talk, eyes don't knows what these been talking about, and just lower their vocabulary to try to match black people at the time. They were mocking. But it was just white people with black shoe polish on their face, and they paint their lips, and that was called minstrel. It was a very popular form. You're tapping me on the back of my neck.
I'm hugging you. Come on, Daryl. Zay, come on. Come on, move into the screen now.
Come on, please. I'm just not comfortable. I'm not comfortable.
Move over. Just move over. What you not comfortable about?
You're hugging me.
I'm not hugging you like loving you, hugging you. I'm trying to put you in the screen.
Okay. I can get in the screen on my own. I'm sure I can make it.
All right. Sorry.
Okay. Now these negative images, you had your Stephen Fetchits, you had Hattie McDaniels, you had Butterfly McQueen. These were some negative images. I can still remember Butterfly McQueen in Gone with the Wind telling Clark Gable, she explained to him how should this woman go into labor, she can do some midwifing and help the baby come into the world. When the woman went into labor, Butterfly McQueen's eyes got all big. She started running around, jumping around, talking about, Oz don't know why, Oz such a liar. Oz don't know nothing about birthing no babies. Oz such a liar. Clark Gable smacked her, and that was the end of the scene. I wonder how many times I had to do that scene where he's like, that was good enough, okay, take two, not enough, Clark. But anyway.
Wait, what you trying to say? They probably did it like a few times, because he wanted to smack this.
Once more, maybe. I'm just saying, he might not have got it right once. I'm just saying. But at any rate, I was serious.
They said, wait. They said one more time. And he said, they probably did some stuff like that too.
Yeah, they did. I'm sure they did. But at any rate, so that's where the minstrel's attitude came from. Minstrel went on for quite a few years. I mean, from the 1830s till almost the early 1900s, when it was replaced by vaudeville. Now, ultimately, black people got into it as well, and they would perform. They tried to add a little bit of dignity, but how can you add dignity when you're dancing around with this on your face? But that's how they were allowed to offer their humor. Now, this went on until almost the 1950s when certain younger black comedians, they stopped wearing blackface. Godfrey Cambridge, Timmy Rogers, George, what's his brother name?
George Clooney?
Dick Gregory. A lot of these brothers, they just stopped wearing it. And they went on stage and they just did their thing. Now, conversely speaking, the image comes from the idea of Sambo. Now, Sambo is this, actually what Sambo is, originally from the word Sambo, is supposed to be a Native American and a slave, a black person that has a baby. That baby's called a Sambo. But as words are normally messed around in the history of words, it came to mean a black person. The big lips, the eyes, the really dark face. Now, it became so much a part of our entertainment that we have this logo right here that we see. Every time we see a movie, we see a form of this logo. Not every movie, but when we see movies by MGM, we see that. And what do we see underneath that lion right there? You can see it. You'll see a Sambo. And that's on the MGM lion. Now, that's their form of entertainment. Now, that lion's on literally everything you see from them. Now, in recent years, they decided, well, that might be too...
He got a black face.
Yeah, he does. They made him gold now. But that's the image of Sambo. You've seen Sambo. You've seen Sambo so many different times. Whenever you see the black face...
But they changed it. They don't have this image anymore.
It's still there. He's gold now. They just made him golden.
They made the black man gold?
And they just closed his mouth and made big lips on him. So now it looks like,
Ain't that a
and
mother...
he's not actually the sign of comedy and tragedy, which is, the happy and the sad. That's not what it is at all. But I'm just simply saying that that's in something we see literally every day. That was such an embedded form of entertainment for us that they said, let's put this on our logo because that's how we entertain people, by mocking black people. By making them seem like, oh, they're lazy. They're stupid. They're buffoons.
What's the point of this?
They're happy-go-lucky. And these are images that are just right in front of us.
What's the point of this video we're talking about?
They're used to sell in marketing tools. That's how deeply embedded they are. When you think of pancakes, who do you think of?
Aunt Jemima pretty. Hey. Y'all remember, you got to be older. You got to be a little older. And they used to say this, and they try to be smart. They used to say, Aunt Jemima pretty. She got meatballs in her. Remember? She got bacon and eggs in her legs. Ain't your mama pretty? They're trying to be smart. You hurt me. You ain't had to nudge me like that.
I thought you were going into an inappropriate area there.
You thought I was going to say something vulgar?
That was vulgar enough.
Come on, Zay. We got to get this done.
Okay. So what we have discussed today was the imagery that we deal with every day. We've seen Aunt Jemima. And actually, Aunt Jemima was involved in a landmark lawsuit when it came to trademarking images. Because of Aunt Jemima and the General Mills Food Company, which later went on to own Aunt Jemima. So the whole imagery thing of what they use us to sell, and Aunt Jemima and the women that you mentioned, did any of them get any money?
I'm not quite sure, but I know they're trying to settle something in court so that they can get some recognition from their loved ones. They haven't been paid a cent to this day. I know that Lillian Richards' family right now is in litigation, and Nancy Green's family just would like some recognition. They say they don't want any money, and we're gonna wrap this up now, right? We're gonna wrap it up, and I'm gonna tell you something, and let's not be mean. Let's remember Aunt Jemima, because her name is Nancy Green. Hey, big red little sister.